Hey, I just thought I'd shoot a quick video. I've been working on my Bronco tailgate. It's fixing the wiring harness, but since I already had everything taken out, I decided to paint my regulator. It looked a little bit, my window regulator, it looked a little bit rusty. Looked like it could use a coat of paint. But I wanted to shoot a quick video of the window motor, in case anybody was interested in rebuilding one of these things. You don't have to buy a new one just because your window's not going up. It's real easy to do. You just need some grease. Actually, I've already done the work, and then after I did it, I was like, hey, that would have been a cool video. So here's what I'm using, just some red and tacky that use for using it for U-joints on here. So if you've never done this before and you're kind of looking at your tailgate, probably from with the access panel, this is the window regulator that lifts up your window. These are the little plastic things that slide in the tracks. You want these to be freely moving. This one's a little bit draggy. This one spins a little bit better. I've got tape on it just from when I painted. But anyway, so this is sitting upside down in your tailgate, or I'm upside down. But anyway, so your motor will be mounted behind this. You won't be able to see it, and since I've already got it out, it's not quite. So when you see it, you'll see it like this, and these bolts that obviously are holding them into place at these three spots. So to get this out, you would just remove those three bolts. All right, and then you'll have your motor free. It's real easy to do. Should have been. Use some help. So you get those out. Put those in there. You get those out, and then you'll just have to remove this screw. Real easy to do. Take that screw out, and then this plate, it might be dirty. You might want to clean it up at least before you reinstall it. So this plate just kind of pulls off. There's nothing else holding it on other than grease and dirt. Okay, and there's a rubber backing to it. And then you just set that to the side, clean it up. And there is, actually, I will point out, pick it back up, this inner part here, that's not dirt, that's actually part of the rubber. It seals against the spinning gear that engages your regulator. Okay, and then inside of here, probably what you'll see is either white or black grease, and there'll be some chunks in it you'll feel, and that's actually the part of your of this whole assembly that fell apart. Ugh. Hold on here. Grab my strong hand. Okay, yeah, so I'm just pulling this back apart. So here's the shape of this thing, and you'll see that, trying to get it to focus. Get you in focus. Come on. Okay, hope you can see that. So, it's kind of a triangular kind of shape. There's some ridges in it. And inside of these ridges is where there was a plastic part. It was probably cylindrical, the one that Ford put in. And it would, as the motor turns, and you can't really see it, but there's this is the motor, there's a spinning shaft, and there's a worm gear right here. And there's actually a plastic bit in here that has gear teeth on the outside. I don't want to pull mine out because I've already got it greased up and ready to go back in. And then on the inside, there's a hole that slides over the shaft and a place for these what used to be plastic pins. Now I don't have the plastic pins, and I'm using my redneck ingenuity, went on Amazon and just bought some. These are, I already measured them. They're 11 millimeter ball bearings, and they fit perfectly in there. You just need 3. So the shape of the inside of this plastic piece is kind of triangular. You just stick 1 in each corner. These ball bearings will roll around until you get grease in there, and then you can put them and keep them in place. Yeah, you just repack this thing, clean it all out. That worm gear that goes through here, there's some space in there where you can't get like a paper towel or anything to wipe this stuff out. If you want, you could probably use some solvent. I used compressed air and just kind of blew it out. Might want to cover it with a paper towel or a rag or something, because it'll go everywhere. But just wipe the majority of it out, and then blow the rest of it out. Replace it with some good grease, and just put it back together, and this thing will be ready to go. And then if I were you, coat everything with grease. Put some behind this plastic piece before you sit it back down in there. Cover the outside of it with grease. Pack this area with grease. Pack the middle here with grease. Put the ball bearings in. And stick this in there. And then if I were you, I would turn it. This just slides right back in. If I were you, I would put some power to it. You can just hook the wires up. Previous owner tore my connector off, so I got to figure that one out. But yeah, it actually makes it real easy, because you could take your drill battery, and just hook one of these wires up to the positive, and one of these wires up to the negative, and it'll run it. Okay, and if one pole makes the motor turn one way. Oops, don't break my window. That suck. I'll hold it down with my arm. Turn it one way. If you wire it the other way, it'll spin the other way. But I used this method to make sure that I had enough grease in, and just packed it completely full. I found that I would run it for a couple of seconds, and it would work grease into places that I hadn't gotten, and then I would just repack. Usually it was like this worm area. Just put another finger full of grease on it, run it again. Do that a couple of times until it stays pretty. You're not losing grease level or something. And then it's just time to put this plate back on and reinstall it. It's really that easy. Should work. I did this on my my window motors. I use the same ball bearings. Use the same ball bearings on the driver door windows that I did on this tailgate. So this should work for any of these OBS Fords, any of their motors. So then you just put the screw back in and put it all back together. I hope that helps you out. One more thing, I would probably put a little bit of grease on here now. That I'll do that before I reinstall mine. But hope that helps somebody. Later.